If you're an animal fanatic, you're in for a treat. Epically. Amazing brings you jaw-dropping footage of creatures going totally off script. Are you ready? Let's kick things off. At a beetle farm out of the blue, a lost elephant makes an entrance. Quick reflexes save the day as the farmer narrowly escapes the furious giant. Take this as your heads up. If you ever hit the water in an inflatable, you better get moving fast. Meanwhile, two lions burst from an enclosed fence and wreak havoc for 15 minutes before being rounded up with no injuries in sight. Keep your distance from bison. They can snap at any moment. On CCTV, a rabid fox lunges at a woman, only retreating when a neighbor comes swinging with a whip. Hush now, don't move, or the cheetah will spot you. And then chaos erupts. Pal Gang, once a sweet pup, suddenly turns aggressive after constant scolding and ends up in a strict training program to be good again. Level 1 in Australia meets Level 2 mayhem at the bar, where you go to unwind after work, only for a horse to crash the party. Hey, don't mess with him, or his mom will go absolutely bananas. Despite lifeguard warnings, tourists still plunge into sea lion territory. This only fuels the wild energy of these creatures. They're always on the move. They say the Kaluga fish is gentle because it's toothless, but just look at its feisty behavior. Downright nasty. And on northeastern Thailand's infamous roads, troublemakers block cars and lounge on them, leaving drivers with sky-high repair bills. Don't laugh, hippos can be surprisingly swift underwater. Always bring an adult when heading out. Danger is never far behind, and while a pit bull pack went wild, some brave souls stepped in to protect a woman. Meanwhile, an alligator eyed the man like he was an extra-large meal, before the bathroom ceiling gets sealed up for good. No one's gonna dare step in. Meanwhile, those cheeky kangaroos known troublemakers have finally met their match, and up in the Arctic, pollution's driving animals to protest against human intrusion. Picture this, a goose channeling Kung Fu Panda on a police officer riling up a gorilla's wild side. And somewhere in France, there's a sheep that simply despises bicycles. Could this be the animal version of road rage? That's why you muzzle your pets when you take them out. And how on earth does a wild boar just appear out of nowhere? Buddy, you sure did cause a heap of trouble at the store. Orcas belong to the dolphin family, but that doesn't stop them from hunting their cousins. Thought to be just a regular order, it turned out to be the beginning of the movie, The Rise of the Land Lobsters. This unexpected encounter didn't lead to a beautiful friendship. Despite having horns, the goat wasn't a match for the kangaroo. Fear drove the bull crazy. People said it was running from the vehicle, taking it to the slaughterhouse. Even being locked up, the monkey could still teach the girl a lesson when teasing it. It's unclear why the deer got angry. This scene made me think that the deer was fleeing from some dark force in the forest. Even in the zoo, lions would never forget their wild nature. Just another day in Australia. You always have to be mentally prepared to deal with kangaroos when going out. The lion's intention was thwarted by the zookeeper. He scored 2 free fish, but ended up having to buy new glasses last season. Meanwhile, as Fanning climbs the charts, a surfer in South Africa fended off a shark with his bare hands and returned to Australia unscathed. The whole family was on edge when an alligator claimed their home as its own. Experts had to step in and relocate the feisty reptile to safer grounds. Mess with a ram and you're courting disaster. Now he's unleashing his fury. At the zoo, you pay to see animals, but sometimes chaos is all you get. Oh, hello there. Illegal shops shudder at the thought of inspectors. And even a well-loved horse can turn downright naughty. And when a 20-foot python gets riled up, even the pros know better than to mess with it. You feed them, yet all they really crave is mischief. The female lion was mad as heck at her husband and cheetahs on leashes. They get too worked up to be tamed. This crocodile's evolved to chase down anyone daring to get too near. And if you're hoping for a cute seal selfie, be prepared for a tussle. Mistake a bear for your mom, and you might trigger a wild sea fluffle at your local fishing spot. Meanwhile, golfers not only aim for the hole, they dodge aggressive critters. One furious deer even protested when its turf turned into a golf course. The doggo had to back off when a fierce pack of cats took charge, while baboons got swept away by a determined crocodile. No matter how many tricks you try, nature always has the final laugh. Oh man, picture this. You're cruising home and suddenly, bam, a cow ambushes you for no reason at all. And don't even blink when you see that falcon strike on the drake mard. It's executed with jaw-dropping precision. Meanwhile, that lion couldn't give 2 hoots about the tourist, but the hyena, its pack swoops in to save the day. What's the deal with cows and motorcycles? This cow chased the bike relentlessly until it finally toppled over. And then there's that massive no-nonsense snake so intense that, as the saying goes, no truer words have ever been spoken about a dog being man's best friend. I just can't walk past that snake without a shudder. In a wild attempt to lead a cheetah back into its cage, things went completely off the rails. The cat went ballistic and even attacked its caretaker. Forget all that awe factor. When rabbits start squabbling, it turns downright rough. And trust me, you definitely don't want to poke a bear. You'll end up on a chase you won't forget. Ever wonder how many doors a bar has to replace? I'd wager one for every delivery. No more a horse walked into a bar jokes. Here these hotheads were duking it out, cooling off with a bowl of water while your snack stuck in the vending machine went unsalvaged. And who knew? Even the cats got in on the action. Drunk cats might be fearless, but when it comes to self-awareness, they're hopeless. For a split second, I swear I was watching a WWE match with the way that body slam went down. Ever seen cats put on a performance? Once they hear their cue, these feline actors go full-on skunk style, delivering a show you won't forget. Don't panic, they said the animals are all friendly, they claimed. But then things got wild. When someone said catch me outside, they meant it. And oh, watch your step, don't you dare scratch that window. The cameras don't miss a beat if roaches and rats aren't enough. Kitchen staff now have to worry about bears. Thankfully, this bear only needed a warm hug to settle down. Not a dinosaur, sure, but it'd have fit right in with Jurassic Park's cast. And get this, in a bid to catch a cat, these dogs literally dismantled a car bumper piece by piece, heading off to Ubud, Bali. Brace yourself for monkeys that'll pounce on you, especially if you've got snacks in hand. Then feast your eyes on an epic duel between two Kodo dragons. The camera work is so tight, they almost look like mirror images. A few moments later, poor ostrich Frederick, if I were Frederick, I'd be livid too. Watch as these cats team up to take down their bullies. Brave, though they might need a bit more practice. And never forget, a mother's love is as lethal as it is tender. After baboons went after her kid for lunch, this impala took no prisoners. A hunting trip turned into pure chaos. These men ended up in the territory of a herd of boars. Total mayhem. Now, how do you explain getting rammed by a ram to your insurance company? That cheeky cat instigator sure has some explaining to do. And it seems these guys had no clue how perilous hippos can be. Thankfully, their boat's motor came to the rescue. Here's a tip for dodging bear trouble. Shout loud and keep your distance. Safety first, folks. He grabbed his fish, so let it be. I'll be down, I'll be blessed. Dinner tonight comes with a free show. The main event featuring these hippos throwing down, I guess, roofing tiles just don't suit a monkey's new treehouse vibe, and everyone loves messing with ducks until they start taking flight. Now that's one for the history books. Which moment shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed these wild encounters, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories.